Have you ever felt just caught, like in a loop of worry, and you just can't switch off that voice in your head?
Hmm.
That feeling where your thoughts are just running wild, pulling you back to old regrets or spinning scenarios about the future?
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredibly common.
Welcome to the deep dive. We jump into fascinating sources to pull out the real gems, the key insights for you.
That's right.
And today we're looking at a really transformative philosophy. It offers a profound shift in how you relate to your own mind.
A big one.
We're talking about Eckhart Tolle, his insights. Game-changing. Our mission today is simple. Give you a shortcut to understanding presence, stillness.
So we're distilling it down.
Exactly. So you can walk away informed, maybe feeling a bit lighter, and definitely closer to this radical idea. Peace comes when you realize you are not your mind.
And that message, you are not your mind,
Yeah.
it lands so powerfully right now, maybe more than ever.
Why do you think that is?
Well, think about it. We're swimming in information, constant pings, demands on our attention, just endless digital noise. It's overload.
Total overload. And Tolle's work, it cuts through that. It offers this really clear, almost countercultural path away from the mental chaos so many of us feel.
So this deep dive is about untangling it, making it practical.
Exactly. Helping you untangle what might seem like, heavy philosophy at first, and seeing how it actually applies right now in your life.
Finding the relevance.
Finding relevance, quieting that internal storm. Doesn't matter what your background is or how packed your schedule feels, these ideas can help.
Okay, so let's start right there. That core message, you are not your mind. It sounds so simple, almost too simple.
Deceptively simple, yeah.
But what does it really mean? Why is that the key, the absolute foundation for finding peace? It feels like it unlocks something huge.
It really does. It's a fundamental shift in perspective. Tolle argues that most of our suffering, the anxiety, the regret, the anger, it doesn't actually come from our circumstances.
Not from what happens to us. Not directly. It comes from our identification with our thoughts about what happens. We get so tangled up in the mind's commentary, rehashing the past, scripting the future, that we completely lose touch with the only reality that actually exists. This present moment. The now.
The now.
Yeah. And according to Tolle, that's the only place peace can actually be found. It's not just about doing mindfulness for 5 minutes. It's realizing that suffering only has power when we mentally leave the present.
Because the past is just memory, the future just projection.
Exactly. Neither is physically real right now.
Right.
So the insight is by constantly, consciously returning your attention to the ecology. Now you take away the fuel for suffering.
You dismantle the ground it stands on.
Precisely. We've all felt that, haven't we? Overwhelmed by that nonstop mental chatter, thoughts running away with us, feeling trapped.
Oh, yeah.
This idea is about stepping back, recognizing that chatter isn't you. It's just what the mind does.
That really makes you think, doesn't it? How much of our day, how much mental energy we spend just dwelling, reliving old arguments, worrying about stuff that hasn't happened.
It's huge. A massive chunk of our mental landscape.
Yeah.
And you hit on the real challenge there. It's unconscious. It's a habit.
We don't even realize we're doing it.
Most of the time, no. Our minds are built to think, analyze, plan. That's useful, obviously.
We need that.
But the problem starts when it becomes compulsive. When thinking takes over and we forget we actually have a choice.
A choice to not engage.
A choice to step back and observe.
Yeah.
The first hurdle is just that. Awareness. Becoming the observer of your thoughts instead of being completely lost in them. Most people just assume, well, that's me thinking. That's who I am.
So if the mind is this constant chatter, what exactly is doing the chattering? Does Tolle break it down? Like, who is this me that's not my mind? And what are these other mental parts?
Yeah, he does. He gives us a couple of really helpful concepts to understand these forces inside us. The main ones are the ego and the pain body.
Okay. Ego and pain body.
The ego, he describes it as the false self. It's this kind of illusory sense of I that's built up from memories, roles, identities, attachments, the story we tell ourselves.
It's all personal narrative.
Exactly. And this ego, its whole game is to maintain and enhance itself. It needs external validation, possessions, feeling right.
Ah, okay. I recognize that. Like in an argument, wanting to win.
That's a perfect example. Your ego jumps in, fueled by maybe past hurts or feeling unheard, and it wants to be right. It interprets, it judges, it gets defensive, it prioritizes its own survival over genuine connection.
That makes sense. It's like an internal defender. So what about pain body? That sounds intense.
It is. Tolle calls it the emotional residue of past trauma and suffering. It's not just a memory. It's like this energetic field within us, almost like a separate entity that can literally hijack you.
Hijack you. How?
It feeds on unhappiness. It manifests as these recurring cycles: anger, deep sadness, anxiety, guilt, often triggered by something small in the present.
Something that wouldn't normally cause such a big reaction.
Exactly. It activates old wounds. Say you felt criticized a lot as a kid. The pain body might flare up intensely over casual comment from a friend now, making you feel disproportionately angry or misunderstood.
Wow, so it's like accumulated pain.
Accumulated emotional pain, yeah.
Huh.
And both the ego and the pain body, they thrive on unconscious thought. They love the mental noise. That's what keeps us trapped in these cycles of fear, anger, regret.
Which brings us back to that crucial question. How do we break free? These cycles feel so ingrained, so much a part of us.
Hmm.
And Tolle says, you are not your thoughts, even calling compulsive thinking an addiction. If we're not our thoughts and thinking can be addictive, how on earth do we observe them without just getting sucked right back in? It sounds like trying to watch a movie without feeling the emotions.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It is a challenge because our whole sense of self is often tied up in that inner narrative.
Right.
Tolle's answer is surprisingly simple, though not always easy. It starts with observing your thoughts without judgment.
Without judgment. That's the key part.
That's the absolute key. You create distance. You shift from being the thinker to being the awareness behind the thoughts.
The watcher.
The watcher, exactly. And this non-judgmental watching creates space. Space for presence, which Tolle describes as, still alert, free from all that mental noise.
So it's not about fighting the thoughts or trying to stop them.
No, trying to stop them often just creates more struggle, more thought. It's about changing your relationship to them. You notice a thought, maybe label it worrying or planning, acknowledge it, and then gently bring your attention back.
Back to.
Back to the present, to your breath, to the feeling in your hands, to the sounds around you, just back to now.
Even with difficult emotions.
Especially then. You acknowledge the feeling, sadness, anger, whatever it is. You allow yourself to feel it in the body.
Right.
But you don't let the mind spin endless stories around it, stories that just feed the suffering. It's subtle, but powerful. With practice, it's incredibly liberating.
That distinction he makes between clock time and psychological time seems really relevant here too, doesn't it?
Absolutely crucial.
Clock time, we need it. Appointments, deadlines, practical life.
Can't function without it.
But psychological time, that's the mind dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. And Tolle says that's the root of suffering. He says, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. What are the deeper costs of living mostly in psychological time, beyond just, suffering?
Well, it's a profound question. If you're always in psychological time, you're almost never actually experiencing your life as it unfolds.
Wow, say that again.
You're either replaying a memory or rehearsing a future scenario. Neither is real right now. This constant mental time travel. It creates tension, worry, regret, this deep sense of dissatisfaction because the mind is always chasing something that isn't here.
So it robs you of the present.
Completely. It robs you of the richness, the aliveness of this moment. And truly, dropping into the present, inhabiting it fully, it's liberating precisely because it's the only place life actually happens. Everything else, mental construct.
So when you land in the now, the noise quiets down.
The mental noise fades. And you access something deeper, more peaceful within yourself. It's not just about avoiding pain. It's about uncovering the joy and aliveness that are always here, just hidden by the mind's activity.
Okay, and building on that, he talks about acceptance as a path to peace. I think we all know how much energy we waste complaining, resisting things, wishing reality was different.
Oh yeah, constant resistance.
That's non-acceptance, right? But sometimes, doesn't acceptance feel a bit passive, like giving up? How is Tolle's idea of radical acceptance different from just resignation?
That's a really important distinction and a common hurdle. You're right. Complaining, resisting, huge energy drains. Tolle's framework is actually very practical, very empowering. He says for any unpleasant situation, you basically have three choices.
Three choices. Okay.
You can leave it, change it, or accept it completely.
Leave it, change it, or accept it.
And realizing you have those choices is where the power comes back to you. If you can't leave it right now and you can't change it right now, then the only path to inner peace is radical acceptance.
So accepting the isness of the moment.
Exactly. Surrendering to the moment as it is without that internal battle. It's not about liking it or condoning it or giving up on changing it later. It's about dropping the mental resistance right now.
So acceptance frees up energy.
Precisely. Think about being stuck in traffic. You can't leave, you can't change it. Resignation is slumping down, feeling miserable, maybe getting angry.
Yeah, seems familiar.
Acceptance is letting go of the internal fight against the traffic. You acknowledge, okay, I'm stuck. Then, from that calmer place, maybe you listen to music, practice breath awareness. Just be there instead of adding mental torture to the situation. It's a conscious choice to make peace with the present if the other options aren't available.
That makes a lot of sense. Reclaiming energy from resistance. Now, how does all this present stuff play out in relationships? That feels like a big one. How does the mind, the ego, mess up our connections? And this idea of ego dissolving and love arising sounds beautiful, but maybe hard to achieve.
It is challenging, no doubt, because our ego loves to define itself through relationships, comparison, judgment, needing approval. So when the mind dominates, conflict is almost inevitable. We're not really seeing the other person. We're seeing our idea of them, filtered through our own past, our fears, our needs.
We're reacting to our own projections.
Often, yes, it creates this psychological distance. But presence changes everything. It allows for deep listening, real empathy, authentic connection.
How so?
When you're truly present with someone, your ego kind of steps back. You're not busy planning your reply or worrying how you're coming across or judging them. You're just there, fully engaged, open, available. And Tolle says that's where love naturally arises. When the ego dissolves, we meet the other person not through our mental filters, but with this open, spacious awareness, seeing their deeper essence beyond personality or roles, recognizing the shared consciousness. That's where real intimacy is found, not just in shared stories, but in shared presence.
Now, here's where it gets really fascinating for me, the origin story. Tolle's own awakening wasn't some gradual thing. It came out of intense suffering, right? Deep depression.
That's right, a period of prolonged, almost unbearable depression.
And he describes this one night at his absolute lowest, hearing an internal voice say, I cannot live with myself any longer. And then immediately, another part of him observing that thought, asking, which self cannot live with myself? Who are the two here?
Yes. And in that instant, something fractured. His sense of self, the suffering I, the ego, it just dissolved. He felt drawn into what he calls a void, but a void filled with profound peace.
A peaceful void.
Exactly. And the next morning, she woke up, and the world was completely new. Fresh, vibrant, alive, as if seeing it for the first time. That direct, intense personal experience that became the foundation for everything he teaches.
Wow. Not something he read, but something that happened to him.
Exactly. And that personal story really highlights the tangible, transformative power of this. It's not just theory. It shows that this shift is possible, even from the depths of suffering. That suffering itself can be the doorway. It proves the liberation he talks about is a felt, experiential reality.
Okay, so this is all incredibly profound, but let's bring it right down to earth. What does this mean for you listening right now in your day-to-day life? Tolle doesn't just leave us with philosophy. He offers practical steps, right?
Absolutely. And they're not complex rituals. They're simple shifts in attention you can weave into any moment, tools you can use immediately.
Okay, let's hear them. What are the key practices?
All right. First up, just mindfulness. Simply observing thoughts and emotions without judging them. Remember, not stopping them, just creating space. You could try it right now. Just notice any thoughts passing through. Don't latch on. Just watch. If you get hooked, gently come back to your breath or sounds.
Okay, simple observation. What's next?
Breath awareness. Use your breath as your anchor to the present. It's always happening now. Feeling the inhale, feeling the exhale. Next time you feel stressed, maybe before a call or just feeling scattered, take 3 conscious breaths. Feel the air. It pulls you right back from future worries or past replays into your body, right here.
The breath as an anchor. Got it.
Then there's inner body sensing. This is about feeling the aliveness, the subtle energy inside your body. Close your eyes, feel your hands from the inside, or your feet, or just the general sensation of being alive throughout your body. It grounds you instantly, away from the mental stories.
Feeling the inner body. Okay.
Letting go of time is another. Consciously choosing to focus on this moment instead of getting lost in mental time travel. I remember doing this during a crazy deadline once. My mind was racing about failure. Just asking, what's actually happening right now broke the cycle. Let me focus on the task, not the imagined disasters.
Cutting through the future tripping. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And the last one.
And finally, radical acceptance. Embracing what is without resistance. Remember the 3 choices. Leave it, change it, accept it. If you can't leave or change it now, accept the reality of this moment, stuck in a queue. Instead of fuming, accept, okay, this is happening, then choose your response from peace, not frustration. Maybe practice breath awareness, maybe just relax into it.
Leave it, change it, accept it. That's powerful. These are fantastic practical tools, not just, airy-fairy concepts, but
Yeah.
really applicable for anyone trying to navigate life with a bit more clarity and calm. Doesn't matter if you're analytical, creative, whatever, if you just want to feel less overwhelmed.
Exactly right.
So we've journeyed through Tolle's core ideas, from understanding how the mind can grip us to really embracing the liberating power of the present moment. His message, it seems, it's about more than just peace. It's about presence, fueling, authentic living, deeper listening, real emotional clarity.
And for you, listening now, whether you're prepping for something important, learning something new, or just driven by curiosity, these ideas offer a real edge. They help you stay grounded, especially when things get tough, like dealing with perfectionism or frustration. It fosters that emotional clarity you need.
It's about being fully here for what comes next.
Exactly, allowing you to respond more effectively, live more fully.
Precisely. So here's a thought to take with you, something to mull over. If the present moment truly is all you ever have, how might consciously choosing to leave it, change it, or accept it transform the very next challenge you face today?
Mm. Good question to sit with.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really encourage you to explore these ideas more in your own life. Until next time, stay present.